The garden is full of food and it's time for me to pick some of it. And I thought I'd take you with me. Let's go a-picking. Welcome to Finding Joy in the Garden. Let's go. I think we should start with the tomatoes, and I am so excited. Look at my tomatoes. I've got a couple here that are ready. This one here split in the rain, so we did have some rain yesterday. Should have picked this before the rain, and that's why I have this split now. Remember, if you are growing tomatoes and you know there's rain in the forecast, pick your ripe and blushing tomatoes to avoid this splitting situation. Also, when they absorb so much water, they don't taste as great because it sorts of dilutes the sugars. So pick your tomatoes early. I did not, but it's not the end of the world. I'm going to pick the ones that have split, and then I think I want to leave the others to dry out a bit on the vine before I get them. These here had been covered with this mesh bag, and that's to protect them from all the vermin I have in my garden, and it seems to have worked well enough. This variety is the Better Boy tomato, which is an indeterminate variety. Indeterminate tomatoes will grow and grow until either frost or disease kills them. And I have my tomatoes trellised here with this garden twine. Now, those are not the only tomatoes I have. I do have some cherry tomatoes over here. Will you look at those? I've got 3 varieties here, and another variety here. This here is the Sun Sugar tomato, and it is delicious. Look at the color of this. And I have a ton to pick. These tomatoes are also indeterminate, but these are cherry tomatoes, so smaller size. They are like the Sunscald tomato, if you've ever had that. Very sweet. I think these tend to split a bit less than the Sunscald, which was the first one I ever grew. This one here is split, and as you can see, it's covered in ants, so that's no good. What kind of cherry tomatoes do you grow in your garden? I'll tell you the varieties I have as I pick, but I'm interested. If you have a favorite cherry tomato, let me know in the comment section, because I'm always interested in trying different varieties of tomatoes. I don't think I have found my favorite cherry tomato yet. I do have some which I think are pretty good. Like this here, Super Sweet 100, which is a very reliable producer. It produces large trusses of tomatoes, and the tomatoes are very sweet. It's relatively disease resistant. Every tomato plant in my garden gets some kind of spots, fungal disease. It doesn't matter to me as long as I get tomatoes, but it does tend to resist the diseases fairly well. Another great one is this here black cherry tomato, which has a smoky flavor. It's a bit bigger than the Sun Sugar and the Super Sweet 100, and it has a different color. I do like to have interesting colors in my tomato salads, which is what I use most of these tomatoes for. I make my tomato salad with cherry tomatoes, sometimes slicer tomatoes, but mostly cherry tomatoes, some cucumbers, chives or green onions, and apples. I use an Italian dressing and let it chill in the fridge for a bit. I absolutely love them, and it is the major reason I grow cherry tomatoes. Something has been bothering this plant because I see a lot of green tomatoes on the floor. I don't know if the chipmunks have been coming over here to bother them, or it was just a windy situation I had yesterday that made them fall off, but I will keep an eye on that situation. Look at this beautiful bowl of cherry tomatoes, and I still have tons to pick. Now this one here is the Chadwick cherry tomato. This is really new to me. This is my first year growing it. It is bigger than the other cherry tomatoes. So for reference, there's the Chadwick, the Sun Sugar, the Black Cherry, and the Super Sweet 100. So you can see the size difference. This was a free seed from Baker Creek when I ordered seeds from them, so I haven't tried it yet. I don't have one that's fully ripe. I would have tried it now, but I'll give this, oops, dropped it. I'll give this a few more days and then I'll try it. If you've ever had it before and you like it, let me know. It seems to be fairly productive. Let me show you the trusses. Let me make sure. Actually, this is a Super Sweet 100. So this is a truss here. It had 5 tomatoes on it. So fairly productive. Right here. We shall see. Verdict is still out. So there goes the cherry tomatoes. I do have this extra one here. This is a Tidy Treat cherry tomato, and it makes these tiny tomatoes. It's an indeterminate cherry tomato, but it's a dwarf, so it doesn't grow that tall. So far it's about 2.5 feet in height. The tomatoes are about this size compared to the Chadwick. So let's go place these in the cart. Next up, I need to get some basil. I have a whole load of basil here, pretty much volunteer basil from last year. This here is the lemon basil, and I do wish you could smell it because it smells divine. It smells like lemons. If you have never grown the lemon basil, what are you doing? Like, why? Are you allergic? Seriously though, on a more serious note, I think everyone should at least give it a try. It's very productive. It's very easy to grow. It smells divine. It makes your food taste like deliciousness. I'm not kidding, deliciousness. It's easy to preserve. You can just cut this, put it on a plate and leave it in your kitchen to dry. You can dehydrate it. You can freeze dry if you are fancy, or you can make a pesto. I make little cubes of this lemon basil blended with green onions like these here, mixed with some oil, put it in ice cube trays in the freezer and make little seasoning cubes with it. I'm telling you, it's delicious and you really should give it a try. At least once. Now these plants I harvested less than a week ago and it's full again and ready for harvest. You will never run out of basil if you grow lemon basil. The other benefit of this basil is it reseeds like crazy. So I think that's a benefit. If you don't want it, they're very easy to pull off. But if you do want it, you don't have to replant it. I didn't replant lemon basil this year, and I've got all this in this one spot and a lot in other places. So I hope I've convinced you to grow some lemon basil. And into the cart it goes. Now next on my menu is this here walking onion. And if you've never seen a walking onion, let me talk you through it. The walking onion looks like a regular green onion, but it does have a superpower. When it's ready to reproduce, instead of making seeds like this one here, instead it makes bulbs at the tip of a leaf. And this one has 4 bulbs complete with their own greenery. When this gets heavy, it falls to the ground just like that. And then it starts to grow roots in the ground and makes a whole new bunch of onions. And that's why it's called a walking onion, because if you plant it in one spot, it will gradually walk through your garden. Now these are perfect for just taking off and planting somewhere else in your garden. Now I have walking onions everywhere in my garden, but this I'm going to gift to my sister-in-law. So I thought I'd pick it right now and take it to her. Oh, how I would love to pick you. This is a squash plant. This is the Tromboncino squash, or Trombetta di Albenga, and it's so pretty. You can pick it at this stage, but I am holding out because I want it to be a storage squash. So you can pick it early and use it like a regular squash, or you can let it harden and ripen on the vine, and that way it will hold and store. I have one in my kitchen right now that's been there since last year, and it looks perfectly fine. So I think I'm gonna let these babies continue growing and pick them when they're really ready. But look at them. So pretty. The corn is tasseling, not ready yet, but let me pick these. This tomato here is the Prairie Fire tomato, and it looks like a little Roma tomato, but it's striped and it'll turn red eventually. It's very sweet, very, very sweet. This is a semi-determinate tomato, which last year or 2 years ago acted more like a determinate tomato for me, which means it will grow to a certain height, put out most of its tomatoes all at once, ripen them almost all at once, and then die back or just produce a little bit after that. So that's what this acts like. I really wanted to grow it again this year because I love the way it tastes. It does tend to split in the rain. Surprisingly, didn't do that this time, but it does split quite a bit in the rain. So if you're going to try it, be aware of that. Join your people. Now let's go to the green stalks, because there I have some calendula and some peppers, but I want to pick the calendula first. I have these two babies here, and these I use to make a little calendula oil, which I in turn will use to make a salve for my skin. They are pretty too. Very pretty. I have a couple different varieties. I don't know the names of them, but they are all very beautiful. This is one of my favorites. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And these are very productive. I picked these yesterday, and I already have quite a few more to pick. So I would say once they get going, you do need to pick them pretty much every day or every 2 days. Some more up here. I certainly will have enough calendula for all my skincare needs. Look at those. Beautiful. Now, over here, I have some bell peppers. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You have banana peppers. So I have some banana peppers here. And I picked this a week ago. And already I have more to pick. I also have some jalapeno peppers, but I'm not picking those today. These banana peppers I love to use for salads. So that's the thing I omitted from my salad. I also add banana peppers. Forgot that. But I love to use these in salads just chopped up. And I want to take some to my mom. This is easier with snips, which I have right here. So this one has some Sunscald, and I'll show you. See there? It was exposed to the sun and you got a little sunburned. Wear your sunscreen. So I'll just cut that part out and eat the rest. No waste over here. These ones I'm going to give a couple more days to size up. And we will move over to this bed where I have my okra. Now let's see if we have any to pick today. We certainly do. I can get this one, but I think I should leave it one more day. They look a little small. Yeah, I think we'll wait one more day. Was really hoping to pick some okra. But not to fear, I have some berries in the back. We'll get that instead. Got some blackberries here. This time I said it right, not blueberries, blackberries. Let's see if I can find any that are ripe. This one looks ripe. Yeah, it fell off right into my hands. That's how I know it's ripe. Oh, I missed a whole bag of them. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I have some ripe berries. Ooh, there's a bee somewhere. I can hear the buzzing. Are you trapped in something? No, you're not. It's right there. I thought maybe it got trapped in a bag, but she's fine. She's fine. So there are some berries. These ones don't look... So to see this one, it looks a little shiny. To me, that means they're not ripe. all the way. And if I have to tug to get them out, I presume they're not ripe either. How do you tell when your blackberries are ripe? This is only my second year, I think, of harvesting blackberries, so I'm no expert. And I'll put those with the little calendula. And on to the blueberries. This is my little blueberry bush, and I've been picking off this for at least 2 weeks. Look at them, they're so pretty. The birds have been having field day over here, but I do still get to eat some berries. They usually don't make it in the house. I just come in here and get my daily dose of vitamin C. I keep saying next year I'm going to net it, but now I don't believe myself because I've said that for 3 years. But next year I hope to net it so that I can have some more blueberries and maybe actually freeze some. I do have another plant of blueberries, and that's actually the pink lemonade blueberries. That one is kind of new, and she did produce berries for the first time this year, and they were delicious. I think they're my favorite blueberry so far, so I might get some more of those plants. My kids loved it. Even my son, who does not really like blueberries, liked the pink lemonade. So if you have a picky berry eater and you want them to try some berries, maybe try the pink lemonade berry. It has less of that tart taste. It's very sweet. Ooh, I picked some that were not ripe, but doesn't matter to me. It's got some vitamin C. Now I need a cucumber because, like I said, I love some tomato cucumber salad. So I'm going to pick from this one here in my circle garden. I have a cucumber plant, and this one is mighty big. I left her on for a little too long again, and that's not good when you do that because it makes the plant think it's done with reproduction, it's successfully made seeds, and so it doesn't need to grow anymore. And so the cucumber plant, being a drama queen, can just die off. So always pick your cucumbers before they start to ripen. The more you pick, the more you get. I do have another one here, and oh my goodness, there's a big baby there too. Did not remember you were here. She's in the back. I got to get her out as well. Ooh, she's a little trapped. Ah. That is so cute. Look at that. So that's where she was squashed between the branches of my roselle plant here. And so she was molded a little bit, but 2 cukes, I'll take it. In she goes. Now I need your help with something. Let me know, how do you harvest lavender? I have no idea. I've had this lavender here. It has flowered 2 or 3 different times, and I haven't harvested any of it. So if you know how to harvest lavender, please let me know in the comment section. I appreciate it. Looky, looky, my grapes are ripening. This is the Concord grape, and I forgot that they ripen to purple. So it's starting to turn. I'm so excited to be growing grapes this year. Thank you for joining me on my garden harvest today. If you would like to see a full tour of my garden, click on this video. Or if you would like to watch other harvest videos, click on this video. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe for more videos like this. And until next time, may you always find joy in your garden and your life. Bye, garden friend.